If you are new here, hello, hi, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. My name is Charlene Lizette. I am a spiritual teacher and a transformation coach. My purpose here on earth is to guide you through your spiritual awakening journey and to help you radically transform your life into one that is in alignment with all your dreams and all your desires. Yes, you heard that. You can absolutely manifest the life that you've always wanted into this 3D reality. I actually am doing this because it's Mercury retrograde is crazy, you all. So the planets right now are aspecting my 12th house. And if you're into astrology at all, you know that the 12th house is the house of the undoing. It's like the deepest depths of the psyche. It could talk about like prisons and jails or like even your own mental imprisonment. And I think Saturn's somewhere in there. And for those of you that are astrology buffs, you know what that means. Mommy! Anyways, so it's been a ride, to be honest with you. And I was just disassociating, going on Facebook and watching, or rather reading some posts from some single mom groups. And this woman put a post up in one of the single mom groups and she said, "How did you all start over? I'm feeling so lost in how to start over. I may not have a job because of the current mandates that are happening across North America. If you know, you know. I'm not going to dive into that. But anyways, she was just talking about all, her life starting over and how difficult it is to start over as a single mom and to leave behind oftentimes some form of domestic abuse or whatever. And I shouldn't say whatever, some form of domestic abuse. I find like I try and shove that under the rug sometimes, but anyways, it's neither here nor there. But I was reading her post and it kind of got me thinking, honestly. It really, really did. It got me asking myself how I got to where I am today. For those of you that don't know, I am a single mom. In 2017, I realized that I needed to become a single mom, and at that time I was unemployed. I had left a six-figure job to be a stay-at-home mom, and I had tried starting a kids clothing line called Chica Chico, and it was taken off, but at that same point I realized that my relationship was it just wasn't what I wanted in my life anymore. It wasn't what I wanted to be in, nor did I want to set that example of what a relationship was like for my son. And so I made the radical decision to become a single mom while I was unemployed. And it was a lot, man. And so I think that today's video, I'm kind of going to give you a little story on my journey on how I got to here, to where I am today, 4 years later. But I'm going to condense it and Coles Notes it and give you all a little bit of a story time that includes some tips on how to overcome a lot of the limitations or the perceived limitations, the self-limiting beliefs, a lot of the external noise that ends up happening when someone, especially women, make the choice to become single parents or single mothers. So what ended up happening in my situation was, I always think that the universe is divinely guiding us in one way or another. So right around the same time that I was becoming a single mom, I actually ended up getting an offer to go back to a sales job, a job that I had done prior to having Charlie. Charlie is my son. Insert photo here. That's my cutie patootie. So I just had this offer and, I had a 2-year-old toddler, a 13-year-old grumpy cat, a German Shepherd puppy, my kids' clothing line, and then here was at the house to take care of, which is like a job in itself. And then this opportunity to actually earn income for my family. And so I took it. I thought, I did this once before. I was really successful back in that lifetime. And I'm like, maybe I'll do it again and I'll be comfortable and safe and I'll be able to protect Charlie and I'll be able to do it all. I have to say that like looking back, I definitely was in this like severe survival mode for, I'd say like the first 3 years. 2017, 18, and 19. I was like in pure survival mode. And psychologically, that has a huge impact on your body, on your like emotional well-being, etc. But anyways, it was like swim or die, basically. And swimming, I was also carrying my whole family with me. So I knew that I had to survive, right? I knew I had to keep us all afloat. So I took this sales job and it helped to pay bills, but it was also super demanding and it had corporate hours. So while I had flex hours, which meant I could work at home and also could work at the office, one of the things I realized was that I didn't have the true flexibility of creating my own hours. And as the months went on, I could devote less and less time to this clothing line that I had put some of my savings into after not having any income for 2 years. So imagine having savings stashed away, taking those to start this business, and then not having savings for 2 years because I was a stay-at-home mom. And then all of a sudden this business just took a hit because something had to give. I don't know, imagine trying to juggle a cat, a dog, a home, a toddler, 2-year-old, yourself, right? Like healing from a separation, and also like the shift of like being in a partnership for 4 years and then going into like single parenthood. And then this job, which was expecting me to like hit goals and quotas, etc. And so something had to go. Oh yeah, and the clothing line. And so something had to go, and I made the decision in the fall of 2017, I want to say, to let the clothing line kind of go dormant. But I still had a bunch of stock, and I still have a bunch of that stock in the basement of this house. Yes, it literally, like, I just carry it with me, and I know that I'll be able to put it to good use when the time is right. I want to donate all that clothes. So if you have any companies that you know that will take clothes, drop it in the comments below. I definitely want to gift it to domestic abuse survivors, to homes and shelters that support domestic abuse survivors, single moms with babies, because it's all baby clothes and it's like super, super cute, like baby to toddler. Anyways, I digress there. So that happened. I had been dating somebody. I met somebody new, which in hindsight, honestly, if I'm going to give you any tips, tip number one, after leaving a relationship, I definitely, especially like a relationship that is a good chunk of your life, I definitely don't recommend jumping into anything. Mind you, it had been like almost 8 months when I went into this relationship, but I still don't think that 8 months was enough. Like, I should have taken way more time. But anyways, that's neither here nor there now. Just tip number one, give yourself enough time to heal from a relationship. All right, boom, ding, ding. And so in January of 2018, the company called me and let me know that they were restructuring our team, and there was 12 of us on the team, I think, and 6 of us got let go. And I was one of those people. So there I was, January of 2018, going, holy shit, right? Holy shit. I don't have an income. I let the clothing line go dormant, so it wasn't earning me an income anymore, because it was earning me income. I was doing like fairly well, but I let it go because I was trying to focus on the sales job. Charlie, the dog, the cat, the home, me. WTF. In hindsight, if this is tip number 2, I would turn around and say to you, never chase the money. Honestly, never chase the money. Chase your passion, chase your purpose, and within your passion and your purpose, the financial revenue streams will open up. The possibilities and the door for financial freedom, financial abundance exist. They are there. I am living proof of them being there. And if I could kind of go back to myself, I would have turned around and said, don't take that sales job, push with the clothing line, you're gonna be okay. But fear, right? Fear of how to put a roof over my son's head, our dog, our cat, myself, living here in the city in Toronto, how expensive it is, all the things. So I got let go from this job, and obviously panic ensued. So within like a week's period, I started getting these crazy prophetic dreams. And I guess I shouldn't call them crazy. They were just prophetic dreams. It was the universe, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, everyone coming to me in dreams and saying, you need to start a YouTube channel. You need to start a YouTube channel. You need to start videoing your journey. And I would wake up from these dreams and I would tell the guy that I was dating back then, I'm having these like weird dreams about starting a YouTube channel. And he was like, okay, well, like, why don't you do it? And I was like, I don't know, because like, what am I going to talk about? And I don't know the first thing about starting a YouTube channel. And he's like, well, like, just give it a go. You have nothing to lose. And I was like, okay, whatever, sure. So he was super supportive and nice in that case. So like, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. So I started researching what I needed to get. Okay, and tip number 3 for those of you that want to start a YouTube channel, you do not need all the bells and whistles. Okay, so I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to buy Final Cut Pro. Oh my god, I'm gonna need to buy all this lighting. Oh my god, I'm gonna need to buy a camera. And so like all I kept hearing was cha-ching, 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 and nah, right? Like as someone who just lost their job, that amount of money, again, the fear kept me back, kept me limited, kept me feeling very stuck. So I ended up buying Final Cut Pro, which was like $500. Yeah, cha-ching. Used my phone camera, and I still am using my phone camera, even though I bought a camera 2 years ago actually, and bought a ring light. And so I just started off with that. And I started making YouTube videos, and honestly, I've privatized them all now because looking back on them, I'm like, so cringy, so cringy. But yeah, I got my feet wet in terms of learning how to operate and navigate the world of YouTube. And at the same time, I was still trying to apply for these sales jobs. But I realized that I needed the flexibility. I needed flex hours. I needed to be able to be there for my son. And so what happened is, as the months progressed, I started realizing that I wasn't able to find a job. Like it didn't exist. The job that I had envisioned for me to have in IT sales, it just wasn't manifesting itself. Again, side note, 100%, I believe that was my angels and my guides telling me that I needed to leave that industry because it wasn't my sole purpose. But back then I was, again, littered with fear of like, how am I gonna afford to pay for everything, right? One of the biggest tips I've learned, and I think we're at tip number 4, or one of the biggest things I've learned anyways, and I think we're at tip number 4, is that when we live in lack mentality, when we continuously have a fear or this desperate attachment to finances, or we feel like we're chained and shackled and bound and held back by money, or that money controls us, man, do we ever live in scarcity mindset, and man, is that mindset ever limiting. And literally, as I've now grown and progressed in my spiritual journey, I've learned that money is frequency. Money is a vibration. So for those of you, if you're just starting off, please, 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 I will share with you, please, 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 like let go of that fear around like lack of money and scarcity, and let go of that scarcity mindset, and trust that if you are showing up every day, if you are working hard every day, and if you're living in passion and purpose, money will always find a way to come to you. It really, really is. And I know probably some of you are watching this going, but Charlene, I have these bills to pay. And listen, I was but Charlene back then, okay? Literally freaking out. But the universe will get to a point, especially when you got to step into your true soul purpose. The universe will get to this point where it'll be like, you can't have these mundane, non-fulfilling jobs anymore. You can't be part of the proverbial rat race anymore. You can't just go into this wheel and focus on earning money because you have to survive. It's not about that. That's not what money was intended to do. That's an external narrative, a societal narrative that keeps many of society and much of the collective stuck. And why you see so many people not able to make more than $40,000 and $50,000 a year, and why you see so many people living these unfulfilled lives, because they're stuck in that scarcity mindset. So if you're watching this and you're starting over, please, please know that like you got to dump that. Fucking put it on a piece of paper, that scarcity mindset or the lack mindset, and burn it and do a dance as you burn it, and trust that like the universe has your back. Yes, you have to be smart. Yes, you have to plan. Yes, you have to be diligent. Yes, you have to be disciplined. Yes, you have to show up every day. That is completely different and separate than having lack and scarcity mindset, okay? So those two are independent of each other. So anyway, so as I went on a tangent there, oh my God. Once I realized that I wasn't getting a job in sales, I acknowledged and accepted that this call from the universe was so loud that I couldn't ignore it. I had to show up, and I had to step into my purpose, which was doing something across social media. So that started me on the social media journey, and I tried a bunch of different things, honestly. Like I literally, I hate to use this saying, but I'm going to use it. I peed around the bush for fear, because literally I was littered in fear. And I was like, who am I to share my spiritual journey? Who am I to talk about spirituality? I am no one. And so no one's going to listen to me. So I tried being a single mom blogger. I tried doing stuff across social media marketing. I fucking tried everything, and like nothing fit. Literally nothing fit. Why? Because those things weren't my sole purpose. But what those things did teach me was different skills across how to use the platforms to generate income, networking and connecting with amazing people, some of who I'm still friends with now, learning the industry in and out, understanding how to create content that generates revenue or that offers some type of service for free for the community, so on and so forth. And so in all that time, I ended up breaking up with about, I think it was 10 friends. Literally in the span of 6 months, I broke up with a guy that I was seeing. I broke up with 10 friends because those 10 friends, none of them believed that I could be successful on YouTube. I think I still have those text messages saved. I would have to go back there because sometimes I look at them and I'm like, this is my fuel, this is my fire, where they were saying things like, do you know how stupid you look starting a YouTube channel? Who do you think you are sharing content on YouTube? You don't know anything. Why aren't you getting a real job? You need to support your kid. You're being really selfish and not thinking about your child. Just every not nice thing under the world. And so tip number, whatever we're at, 5, as you are transitioning into your soul purpose and as you are starting over in your life, you will most definitely start shedding people that are no longer vibrating at the same frequency as you. Is it gonna hurt? Fuck yeah. Is it gonna be the best thing ever? Fuck yeah. It's part of the journey. And the more that we surrender to that and the more that we lean into that, the more we see why certain doors close. 2 years ago, I didn't understand why those doors were closing. Back in 2018, 19, 20, 21. Oh my God, 3 years now. Jesus, are we in 2021? Yeah, we are, right? Yeah. Anyways, so 3 years ago, I didn't understand why those doors were closing. I was sad, but I knew that they needed to close. And so I closed them and cried my brains out. But now, as I sit here with this channel that almost has 100,000 subscribers, having the community here on TikTok, on Instagram, and helping you all across the world, I see why it had to close, because all those people would have kept me limited, would have kept me stuck, would have kept me complacent. I would have continued to live in that proverbial rat wheel of unhappiness, of lack of fulfillment. And I didn't belong there anymore. So trust that if the universe is closing doors for you, it's closing doors for you for a particular reason. Not because it's against you, but because it's trying to help you. Because sometimes as soon as all these doors close, it creates this massive amount of space for all these new doors to open and all these new people to come into your life. What ended up happening through 2018 and 2019 was me stepping into my true soul purpose. And at the end of 2019, I remember distinctively talking to my stepsister and saying to her, I think I need to share all the spiritual stuff that I do, with you and I. We do it I read tarot for her. I would do the cards. I would do magic. I would do all these spiritual things. I had a really heavy spiritual practice. And I'm like, I think this is what I'm supposed to do on YouTube. And she was like, well, why don't you just do it? And I'm like, well, I feel like I'd look really fucking dumb on YouTube. And she was like, no, you won't. Just go for it. And so I did. And I will tell you, if you go back to some of the beginning YouTube videos that I did, I don't recognize that girl anymore, but I took the leap of faith. And that's tip number 6, 7, 8, 9, I don't even know, 10, whatever. I took that leap of faith. I trusted in that gut instinct, in that push. Oftentimes we ignore that as humans. So if you're watching this right now and you're going, but I don't know what my life purpose is, or I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath. And I'm going to ask you to ask yourself the question, what is my soul purpose? And you're going to hear it deep from in here. It's going to be loud. It's going to tell you, okay? But you have to listen and you can't deny it. And if you feel like it's muffled or you can't hear it properly, you got to keep asking yourself that question. And maybe meditate on it, maybe do a little bit of a yoga practice, maybe go for a walk in the forest, whatever. But go and listen to your intuition. Because trust me, if you turn around and ask the universe, help guide me. Literally ask the universe this. Dear universe, dear ancestors, dear masters, teachers, loved ones, archangels, whoever you want to call on, okay? Please help guide me into what my soul purpose is and what I'm supposed to do for a living. And please show me clearly so that I can take the next step, because I am ready to step into my true soul purpose. Please show me. I am open to receiving. Amen. So mote it be, whatever, however you want to end it. Okay. You watch how the universe will deliver for you. Okay. And eventually the universe will get so damn loud that you won't be able to ignore it, my friends. The universe will be like, hello, hi, we've been trying to call you. We've been trying to tell you this is what you're supposed to be doing. Go do it. Why aren't you doing it? And so you have to then take that leap of faith, okay? Because the universe, in essence, is ready. It's helping you. It's here. It's conspiring with you. It's working in alignment with you. But if you don't take those steps forward, the universe can't help you to attract. For example, if I didn't take that leap of faith and start my YouTube channel, I would have never gotten to where I am right now and where I'm going. And that takes me to my next point is, or my next tip is that be open and willing to pivot and expand as you are creating this new life for yourself. And what do I mean by that? Well, I started off doing the tarot videos, and I was a little bit scared to do like spirituality videos, right? Because like, who am I, and why are people going to listen to me, and why are they going to trust me? But then I started doing like little spiritual tips or little like life advice on Instagram, and I would get like 500, 600 likes on a post, and people sharing my carousels over and over again. And then on TikTok, I went viral, and I'm like, why am I not doing this on YouTube? Fear. You named it, you called it, I called it too, fear. The fear of how I would be perceived was in the back of my head over and over again. And so what did I do? I surrendered and welcomed pivoting in my career, which now means that here on YouTube, not only do I offer you tarot videos, but I also do spirituality videos. And I also do these kind of like blog, vlog, I don't even know what you would call it. Like, yeah, life story videos, I guess we can call them, right? Yeah, that makes sense. So anyways, so that was my journey. That literally was my journey of like going from starting over into living in my true soul purpose. And I think that if I can leave you with anything, especially for those of you that are single parents or starting your life over after some form of divorce or separation, is the following things. 1, honor yourself, honor your truth. Love yourself above all else, okay? That's like a whole loaded number 1, okay? 2, embrace change. Embrace radical change. That means changing your career, changing your friendships, changing your circles, changing your environments, because change is happening whether you like it or not. And it's better to surrender and welcome in the change, knowing that it's happening for your greater good rather than resisting it and being angry. Again, why? Because why would you want to stay complacent in something that's no longer bringing you joy and happiness just because it's comfortable? Good question to think upon. But yes, so that would be the other thing. And 3, welcome in the idea and the frequency and the vibration of actually believing and feeling and seeing in like this world that the life that you've always wanted has the opportunity and is manifesting for you. It is already done. It is here. It is ready for you. It is waiting for you to walk through the door and say, hello, honey, I am home and I'm living the life of my dreams. And if you need that little extra boost of confidence or motivation or inspiration, I'll share with you all. 4 years ago, I was a unemployed single mom, overwhelmed, on survival mode, riddled with fear, not knowing where I was going in my life. And fast forward 4 years later, and I am living the life of my dreams. I live with purpose every day. I live with passion every day. I have a career that I love. I love being able to help all of you out. I love guiding you. I love sharing stories with you. I love inspiring you and motivating you and supporting you and teaching you. And I have all the flexible hours that I need so that I can put being a mom first. And so I've cultivated all this. Oh yeah, and I make 6 figures. right? And year over year, my business makes more and more money. And so it's possible. It really, really is. You just have to believe in yourself. At the base of the foundation of all of this is this unwavering faith and desire and belief in yourself, in knowing that if you wake up every day telling yourself that you will have it and that it is yours already, and you show up and work, the universe will deliver for you. The universe will conspire with you. The universe will help you. And if you are leaving a difficult situation or a difficult relationship, I promise that I know that right now it might not feel like everything's gonna be okay, but there are so many women out there in this universe who are your advocates, who are your friends, and who are here to help you along the way, including myself. I'm only an email or a DM away. All right, I hope that this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching along. I know it's a little bit different content, but I feel confident that this is the direction we're going in here on YouTube. I love all of you. If you want to shop over at STARSEA Jewels and pick up modern day amulets, crystal jewelry, and support me, you can do so by checking out the description box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and your story. What's your story about starting over? Let me know in the comments below. We'll see you later, alligator. Peace out. Bye.